You remember this. You're 8 years old, maybe 10, radio's on somewhere at somebody's cookout, in the back seat of your mama's car, at a family reunion in someone's backyard. And there's this song. And something in that melody just grabs you before you even understand why. So you lean in and you sing every single word, not because you knew what it meant, because it felt good to say it. 12 R&B songs you had memorized before you had any business memorizing them. Songs that sat on your lips for years until the day you actually listened to what you were singing. And then you had to go sit down and think about your whole childhood. We're going from, wait, hold on, is that what that means? All the way down to the one song that literally changed American law. Stay with me on this one. Number 12, Jungle Boogie, Kool and the Gang, 1973. We start number 12 easy because this one didn't even pretend to hide it. The words were right there in plain sight. And somehow, the whole country just kept singing. Kool and the Gang put out Jungle Boogie in 1973 off their Wild and Peaceful album, and it hit the top 5 on the R&B chart and cracked the top 15 on the pop chart, which means it was everywhere. Every radio, every party, every barbecue, and it had one of the catchiest chants in the history of recorded music. Get down, Jungle Boogie. Kids all over America sang that chorus like it was a playground game. But here's the thing. If you actually sat with those verses, which to be fair, most kids did not, the song is about a man who cannot stop thinking about one specific thing. And he is very, very specific about what that thing is. The funk is bubbly and bouncy and joyful, which is exactly how they got away with it. When a song sounds like a celebration, nobody stops to ask what you're celebrating. And that's where Kool and the Gang were genius. Because the music told your body one story and the lyrics told your ears another. Your body said, "This is a party." The lyrics said something considerably more adult. And if you were 8 years old singing along in someone's living room, your body won. Every time. Here's what I think about when I hear this one now. How many family reunions had this playing on the speakers? How many kids had it memorized by 3rd grade? And not one adult in the room thought to say anything. Maybe because the adults were singing along too. Number 11. And now things start to get a little more specific. Number 11, Brick House, the Commodores, 1977. Now, Brick House, 1977, top 5 on both the R&B and pop charts. And if you grew up black in America, really, if you grew up anywhere in America with a radio, you have sung this song out loud in front of people more than once. She's a brick house, mighty, mighty, just letting it all hang out. You know you sang that. You know you did. Hands in the air and everything. Here's the thing about this one. Unlike a lot of songs on this list, Brick House isn't even subtle about what it's describing. The Commodores are measuring a woman out loud, on record. They tell you her measurements, 36, 24, 36. And they call her a brick house because she is, quote, built like an Amazon. That is not a love song. That is an inventory. And every kid who ever sang this song, including me, I'll tell you that right now, was essentially reciting those measurements at the top of their lungs in public. At a school dance, at church, at grandma's house with the whole family watching. And I want you to think about something. The Commodores had Lionel Richie in the band at this time. The same Lionel Richie who was writing songs like Lady and 3 Times a Lady, tender ballads, gentle love songs, and then Brick House drops. And it is the exact opposite of tender. It is enthusiastic and specific and completely unambiguous. Lionel Richie is on record saying he didn't write Brick House. That was the band writing it while he worked on something else, which tracks. Because Brick House and 3 Times a Lady feel like they were written by 2 completely different people with 2 completely different things on their minds. And yet somehow, one became a wedding song and one became the thing you yelled at every school dance. You already know which is which. Coming in at number 10, we get a song that fooled everyone, including the adults. Well, look together, everybody knows this is how the story goes. Real talk. Only 9% of you are subscribed. That hurts. We're spending hours digging through archives, fact-checking every detail, bringing these stories back to life. And if you're watching this far, you clearly care. So hit subscribe. It's free and takes 2 seconds. Now, to my subscribers, barely any of you have joined the membership. And honestly, that stings even more. You know the work we put in. You keep coming back. If these videos have ever made you feel something, if this music means something to you, join the membership. It's $1 coffee a month, and it's the only way we keep this going. Let's build this together. All right, back to it. Number 10, Feel Like Making Love, Roberta Flack, 1974. Roberta Flack was already a legend before this song came out, killing me softly. The first time ever I saw your face. She was known for the kind of music that made you feel things quietly, music for adults, real, serious, emotional adults. Then 1974 arrives. Feel Like Making Love hits number 1 on both the pop and R&B chart. And it genuinely sounds like a beautiful, delicate, romantic ballad. Her voice floats over the piano like a whisper. The strings come in. It's gorgeous. And kids who heard it just felt something warm and soft, something that made them want to hum along. So they did. Here's what I want you to understand about this song. Unlike Brick House, which at least announces what it is, Feel Like Making Love dresses itself up in pure elegance, walking down the street, riding in the rain, flowers on the table. Every verse is gentle, beautiful imagery that is building toward one very specific conclusion that is right there in the title. The title is the lyric. The lyric is the title. And yet somehow the arrangement was so refined, so tasteful that parents let it play. Parents put it on themselves because it didn't sound like anything inappropriate. It sounded like art. And if you were a kid who loved that song, maybe you heard it at your grandmother's house or coming through the car speakers late at night on a long drive, you weren't wrong to love it. The music is genuinely beautiful. But you were singing about something you would not fully understand for about another decade. And when you figured it out, I bet my whole collection that you went back and listened with a completely different set of ears. If you're nodding right now, you are not alone. Number 9, and this one fooled more people than almost any song on this list. Number 9, Slow Hand, the Pointer Sister, 1981. Here's the thing about Slow Hand, it sounds like a country song, genuinely. The steel guitar, the soft melody, Anita Pointer's voice gliding over all of it like a Sunday afternoon. Kids heard this and thought, slow dance song, romance, love and moonlight. And then there are grown adults who heard this and thought the same thing because the song is dressed beautifully. It is sophisticated. It doesn't shout at you. The Pointer Sisters took Slow Hand to number 2 on the pop chart in 1981, sitting behind Diana Ross and Lionel Richie's Endless Love for 3 weeks at number 7 on the R&B chart. Gold certified radio staple. And here's what's wild about this one. The songwriters, John Bettis and Michael Clark, have said the Pointer Sisters were the furthest act from their minds when they wrote it. The song wasn't written for them. It was written for probably country audience. And in fact, when Conway Twitty covered it the following year, it went to number 1 on the country chart. Country, which tells you that the lyric has that timeless crossover quality. Now, what is the lyric actually about? A woman who knows what she wants from a man. Specifically, in very clear terms, she wants a man who will take his time, a lover with an easy touch. She says it more than once. Slow hand, no rush. She knows what she's there for, and she's telling him to pace himself. This is not a metaphor. This is instructions. And if you were 12 years old slow dragging to this at a school function, you had no idea you were slow dancing to a woman giving her partner very detailed bedroom preferences. I will let you sit with that for a moment. Stay with me, because at number 8, the song gets dressed in actual flames. Number 8, Fire, the Ohio Players, 1974. The Ohio Players are a name you need to know, not just for the music, although the music is immaculate, but for the story around it. Because the Ohio Players built an entire career on saying the quiet part loud and watching to see if anyone noticed. Fire hit number 1, both pop and R&B. In 1974, this song was inescapable on every radio, in every car, at every party. And that opening riff, you already hear it right now, don't you? Grabbed you before the first word was even sung. The song is about passion, consuming, overwhelming passion. The kind where you can't think straight, the kind where you're burning up. That's the metaphor. Fire equals desire. Hot, uncontrollable, urgent desire. The lyrics make this clear. Can tell by your game you're gonna start a flame in my heart, baby. Kids thought they're talking about how exciting this girl is. Adults understood they are absolutely not talking about her personality. But here's the part that completes the Ohio Players story. Their album covers. Every single Ohio Players album had a cover that was, let's say, ambitious. Models in various states of undress in various provocative scenarios. The Fire album specifically features a woman in flames. The Honey album, This Is Real, featured a Playboy centerfold model covered in honey. And then there was a rumor, completely unverified, completely false, but somehow it persisted for decades. That you could hear a woman screaming in the background of their follow-up song, Love Roller Coaster, because of what happened during the album shoot. The Ohio Players never confirmed or denied it because they understood something that every great marketing mind knows. Controversy is fuel. So you had kids in 1974 singing a song about sexual fire, buying an album with a cover their parents would not approve of, from a band that didn't care if you were scandalized. They were too busy being funky. Number 7 is the one that fooled the most children most completely for the longest time. Number 7, Push It, Salt and Pepper, 1987. I need you to really think about this one because Push It was everywhere. Late 1987 into 1988, you could not escape it. School gyms, car commercials, grocery stores. Every kid had the Push It Real Good part down cold. It sounded like a workout song. It sounded like a cheer. It had that synth hook that made your feet move before your brain could catch up. And the little kids sang it fully, all the way through. Salt and Pepper thought nobody would care about this song. That's the part that still gets me. Push It was originally a B-side, the throwaway flip side of their single Tramp in 1987. They didn't even intend for it to be heard. But DJ Cameron Paul in San Francisco flipped the record, played the B-side at clubs, and the dance floor went crazy. Clubs all over the country started getting requests for the B-side. The label panicked in the best possible way and pressed it as its own single. It went to number 19 on the pop chart and number 2 in the UK. It became one of the best-known hip-hop songs ever recorded. And it was literally an afterthought. Salt herself said she was embarrassed by the song. She thought it undermined everything they were trying to do. Smart, conscious, female hip-hop. Because Push It, and I say this with all the respect in the world, is not about pushing yourself to achieve your goals. It is not about determination or ambition or dancing. And if you were a child singing Push It Real Good in 1988, you were singing a song about one very specific adult activity and you did not know. Your gym teacher definitely didn't know. Your parents probably did and chose not to say anything, which honestly, that's a very particular kind of parenting choice right there. We're now crossing the midpoint of this list, and what comes next requires a slightly different lens. Number 6, Computer Love, Zapp and Roger, 1985. Roger Troutman was a genius. That talk box, that robotic, hypnotic voice he ran through a synthesizer, it sounded like the future. It sounded like something from another world, and kids loved it. There was something about the sound of Computer Love that felt new and magical, like music from a dream you couldn't quite remember. The song peaked at number 8 on the R&B chart in 1986. Featuring Shirley Murdock and Charlie Wilson's vocals alongside Roger's signature talkbox treatment. And it is a gorgeous piece of production, truly. Slow burning, atmospheric, unlike anything else on the radio at the time. The title is Computer Love. Roger pitches the song as a metaphor for digital romance, finding connection through technology, which in 1985 felt like science fiction. And kids heard it as a sweet, futuristic love song, a computer that loves you. Except the lyrics get specific in ways that have nothing to do with technology. Roger is using the computer as a direct metaphor for something else entirely. Let me turn you on. You can be my fantasy. Let me plug you in. That last one in particular. If you're an adult listening now, you hear it immediately. If you were 8 in 1985, or honestly, if you were singing along to the melody and not actually processing the words, you heard a love song about robots. Roger Troutman died in 1999, shot by his brother Larry in what police ruled a murder-suicide, one of the most tragic endings in all of R&B. And the music he made, including this song, lives in sample culture to this day. Tupac, Usher, Nayo. They all came back to Computer Love, Some of y'all have been singing Roger's melodies for 30 years without even knowing it. And at number 5, we get to the most ironic song on this entire list. Number 5, every single word of it before they understood a syllable of what it meant, because the melody is so... Marvin Gaye and Ed Townsend wrote this together, and it went to number 1 on both the pop and R&B chart in the summer. Everything Feel Like a Feeling You Were Allowed to Have. That's a power almost no other artist in history has had. He made Desire sound like dignity. Number 4, Love to Love You Baby, Donna Summer, 1975. I want to be careful about how I tell this story, because the numbers here are genuinely shocking, and I don't want you to think I'm exaggerating for effect. Donna Summer went into a studio in Germany in 1975. She was working with producer Giorgio Moroder and Pete Bellotte. The idea was a slow, sultry song in the style of Serge Gainsbourg and Jane Birkin's Je t'aime. 3 minutes, simple enough. What came out was something else entirely. Donna sang the song lying on the floor of the studio, lights dimmed, imagining herself as Marilyn Monroe playing a character. And what she delivered, this is documented, was vocals that Time magazine would count and officially report as 22 simulated orgasms. 22. When Casablanca Records president Neil Bogart heard the 3-minute version at a party in his home, he called Giorgio Moroder at 3 a.m. and told him to make the song longer, much longer, maybe 20 minutes. What came back was 16 minutes and 50 seconds. That is the full version of Love to Love You Baby, an entire side of a vinyl album, and it hit number 2 on the pop chart. Radio stations refused to play it. The BBC counted the sounds in the song and banned it. Italian State Broadcasting banned it. And at the same time, parents were bringing this record home. Kids were hearing it. Not in full, usually. The radio edit was edited down, but it was in the culture. It was in the air. And if you were a kid and you heard that song on the radio and you didn't quite understand what you were hearing, something in you probably understood that you weren't supposed to be listening. Donna Summer later became a born-again Christian and removed this song from her concert set list for years. She was embarrassed by it in a way that tells you something about how far it had gone. She eventually brought it back. Because it is undeniably a piece of musical history. But I want you to think about that for a moment. The woman who recorded it felt she needed to step away from it, and somewhere out there, a 10-year-old kid had already memorized it. That's this list. That's exactly this list. 3 more to go, and they all belong to the same universe. Number 3, Sexual Healing, Marvin Gaye, 1982. Here's the thing about Sexual Healing. The title tells you everything. There is no ambiguity in the phrase sexual healing, and yet this song was inescapable in 1982. Radio, TV, everywhere. Kids walking around humming it, singing the chorus, asking their parents, what does healing mean? Because it sounds like a ballad. It sounds like a prayer, almost. Marvin's voice has that quality where even when he's talking about the most adult things imaginable, it sounds like he's telling you something sacred. And Sexual Healing has that groove, that quiet, persistent groove that just nestles into your memory and stays there. It went to number 1 on the R&B chart for 10 consecutive weeks. 10. It won Marvin his first Grammy Awards. including Best R&B Song and Best R&B Male Vocal Performance. That is wild to me. He spent his career making music that was either too political or too personal or too confrontational for the industry to fully embrace. And then he made a song about exactly what the title says it's about. And that's what the Grammys decided to reward. Here's the context that makes this entry hit a little differently. Marvin Gaye recorded Sexual Healing in Belgium in 1982 at one of the lowest points of his life. Tax problems, drug problems, hiding out in Europe to escape his creditors. He was a man who had been fighting his own demons for years. And out of that season came this song, almost accidentally. Some accounts suggest it was written quickly and partially improvised, and it became the biggest hit of the final act of his career. Now, he died in 1984, one day before his 45th birthday, and Sexual Healing was the last great chapter of his story. Make of that what you will. Some of y'all heard this for the first time at a very particular age in a very particular place. You know the one, I already know the comments on this are going to be interesting. Number 2, and this is the one you were not prepared for, even if you think you were. Number 2, Nasty Girl, Vanity 6, 1982. Let me ask you something. How many songs can you name, not from today, not from the internet era, but from 1982, that were so explicit that mainstream radio refused to play them and yet still went to number 1 on the dance chart and became a certified cultural moment? Nasty Girl by Vanity 6 is that song. Here's what you need to know. Vanity 6 was a girl group created and produced by Prince. He had originally wanted to call the group the Hookers. He settled on Vanity 6, which was a reference to the number of combined breasts in the group. Prince was writing all the music and playing all the instruments while crediting the songs to the women. It's time to jam. Dance, nasty girls. And what he wrote for them was something that would raise eyebrows even today. The lead singer, Vanity, whose real name was Denise Matthews, is in this song explicitly describing what she is looking for in a partner. Do you think I'm a nasty girl? Nasty girl. Nasty girl. Do you think? The requirements are specific, painfully, memorably specific. 7 inches or more, explicitly stated on a record, distributed nationally. The song was banned from mainstream American radio due to its lyrics. It's been a long time since I had a man that did it real good. If you ain't scared. It hit number 1 on the Billboard Hot Dance Club play chart in late 1982, knocked off that position only by Prince's own 1999. And then Nasty Girl showed up in the Beverly Hills Cop soundtrack in 1984, which means even more people heard it. Here's the part that gets me. Vanity died in February 2016, having spent her later years as a born-again Christian who renounced her earlier work, this song especially. 2 months after Vanity passed, Prince died, both at the age of 57. Beyoncé performed tribute to Prince on her Formation tour that year and included a section of this song. 2 people who gave us something unforgettable, gone within months of each other. And somewhere out there, a 12-year-old in 1982 was chanting "Nasty Girl, dance, dance, dance" at a roller rink with no earthly idea what they were saying. Which brings us to number 1. Number 1, Darling Nikki, Prince, 1984. You already know where this is going, but stay with me because the full story is something else Prince put Darling Nikki on the Purple Rain soundtrack in 1984. Not as a single, it was never officially released as a single. Purple Rain was a 13 times platinum album, which means millions and millions of people owned it, and millions of those people played it in their homes, in front of their kids. And those kids heard Darling Nikki. The song opens with a specific image, a woman in a hotel lobby doing something specific with a magazine, and it does not leave anything to your imagination. It is the most explicit opening lyric on a mainstream album that had ever appeared at that point in American popular music. There is no metaphor here. Prince is not coding anything. He is describing it directly in the first verse. Before you've even settled in, here's the consequence of that decision. Tipper Gore, wife of then Senator Al Gore, purchased the Purple Rain album for her 11-year-old daughter Corinna as a gift. Her daughter played the record. Tipper heard the opening of Darling Nikki, and in May of 1985, Tipper Gore co-founded the Parents Music Resource Center, the PMRC, specifically in response to this song. The PMRC published a list called the Filthy 15 songs that they considered most objectionable. Darling Nikki was number one on that list.
Could not resist when I saw little Nikki grind.
The PMRC pushed Congress for hearings. Frank Zappa testified. Dee Snider from Twisted Sister testified. John Denver testified. And out of those hearings came the Parental Advisory label, that black and white sticker on albums, the one you tried to find as a teenager because it meant the album was probably good. That sticker exists because of this song. And I know at least some of you know Darling Nikki from Purple Rain, maybe from the movie, maybe your older cousin played it for you, maybe you found it yourself. And maybe, if you're being honest, you didn't fully register what it was saying the first time through because the music was so seductive, so confident, so Prince. You heard it and your brain went, that's incredible, before it could go, wait, what was that about?
Started spinning, oh, maybe it was my brain. Okay.
One more thing about Darling Nikki that I didn't know for years. If you play the end of the song, after the music stops, after the wind and the rain, backwards, there is a hidden message, a Christian message. Prince, who was fascinated by the intersection of the sacred and the profane his entire career, embedded a passage about Jesus into the most controversial song he ever made.
She said, how'd you like to waste some time? And I could not resist.
Tipper Gore created the Parental Advisory label to protect kids from Prince. And Prince's response was to hide a religious message where only the curious would find it. That is the whole story, right there.
Magazine. She said, how'd you like to waste some time? And